We usually hear the word strategy a lot. Let's discuss it in a little detail. Before defining the term strategy, I would want you to take a pause and think, do you all actually know what strategy is? Strategy can be defined as an integrated set of actions aimed at increasing the long-term well-being and strength of an enterprise. Now, to study strategy in a greater depth, we will study its types. Its first type is adaptive strategy development. Adaptive strategy development is often associated with non-hierarchical organizations where employee ownership and empowerment are high. With this strategy, low-cost and viable products and services can be sent to the market. The second type is linear strategy development. Linear strategy development approach is often associated with organizations that are hierarchical in nature or are risk-averse. Organizations using this approach are seen to have lower employee ownership and empowerment. The last type is hybrid strategy development. Hybrid strategy development is the mix of both linear and adaptive strategy development applied by organization when developing new products or services. The next step is to talk about PESTLE analysis. PESTLE is a framework used to assess the factors in the macro-strategic environment that are beyond immediate control. The 6 main factors which determine the situation of the micro-environment are political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental factors. Moving on, we will have a look at what VMOST analysis is. Any company's vision, mission, objectives, and tactics are considered to be of prime importance. VMOST analysis examines them to consider whether or not these are clearly defined and are supported within the organization. As we know, V stands for vision, which defines the target state of an organization. M stands for mission and determines what the organization will do. O stands for objective, which explains the outcome of the organization. S stands for strategy, which is the long-term approach that is going to be taken by the organization to achieve the vision, mission, and objectives. And last but not the least, T stands for tactics, which tells about the strategy used for execution. Moving on to the performance measurement indicators, we will see what SWOT analysis is. Performance measurement provides feedback to the organization and, if designed well, can provide valuable inputs into objective and evidence-based strategies for decision-making. It can be measured in 2 ways: by key performance indicators, KPIs, and by critical success factors, CSFs. KPI demonstrates how effectively a company is achieving key business objectives. CSF are actions that are important in order to achieve an objective. KPI are important to measure if progress is made towards CSF or not. Now that we know about performance management indicators, let's have a look at what SWOT analysis is. SWOT analysis is a framework used to evaluate a company's competitive position and to develop strategic planning. Have you ever heard the concept of business model canvas? Let me explain this to you. It is a technique used in executing an organizational strategy. A business model canvas is used to refer to the way an organization is designed to deliver products and services to customers. There are many parts of a business model canvas. For instance, if we talk about customer segment, it deals with looking out for potential customers. Then comes the value proposition. It indicates what the company values and what value does it offer. This leads to the next part, which is channels. Channels indicate how does the organization interact with its customers. Customer relationships are the next part of the BMC, which determines the nature of the relationship that the organization has with each customer segment. The next segments of the business canvas model are revenue streams and key resources. These determine the revenue and profit of the organization. It also highlights what key resources do the organization's value proposition, channels, and customer relationships require. When we talk about key activities and key partners, these are the components of the BCM, which indicate key activities and partners needed by the organization's value propositions and channels. The last component of the business canvas model is cost structure, which determines what are the costs of the key resources, key activities, and key partners employed in the business model. Let's look at POPIT as a set of elements that should be included in a target operating model. The elements of POPIT consist of people, which indicate the skills and knowledge needed by the people and how will they communicate. The second help is organization, which determines their key partners and suppliers and what business model will the organization adopt. Processes is the third element, which indicates the processes being used in the target state. And the last element is information and technology, which depicts what change will be made to the capture, storage, and analysis of data and information, and what technology will be used in the target state. I hope this lecture added to your knowledge. See you in the next video with a new topic.